Didn't need you to save me. What I needed was for you to believe that I could save myself. But of course, you had to show up every time with that S on your chest.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Talking to you guys about they don't want to be saved. Okay, this is one thing that you should not do in a relationship if you want it to be healthy. One thing you do not want to do if you want the relationship to be healthy. Superman complex. We're not about it. Build a man, we're not here for it. Savior complex, we're not here for it. So let's talk about it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications that uploads if you're new, but if you're returning, you already know the model. You got the minerals, you got the minerals. Let's get into the video. So I just played you guys a lovely clip from the show All American. And the two people arguing are actually really good friends. But I want to make it into a romantic relationship. The two things that we kind of said earlier on is that I didn't want to be saved. Okay, I didn't need saving. I just wanted you to believe in me that I could save myself. Oftentimes in relationships, people can go into a mode of being Superman and trying to think the other person's lowest lane, where they have to save that person from troubles, strife, and tribulations all the time. Okay, and actually, a lot of times that is actually more of an indication about yourself and where you stand at that current moment that you have to keep trying to save people. But the Superman complex really is focused on the fact that you don't trust that other people are capable of being able to do one or more tasks. It's an unhealthy sense of responsibility towards certain people. Just deep what is said here. You don't trust that person. You don't trust them. And so what happens is, because you see them in a situation, you believe you have the skills and the tools and the resources to be able to save that person from a certain situation. But actually it speaks more to your arrogance and your pride rather than actually that person's brokenness, because you feel like if they get next to you, and Christians do this all the time, the person's not saved, bring him into church. Oh, I bring him into the church, they're going to get saved, and then maybe we can get together. Listen, no, you don't save anybody. Okay, we're not in the business of saving people. We let Jesus do that. For you in a relationship, you're not trying to save them either. Let them breathe. They need room to grow. Right now, they're wearing a size 6 shoe and their foot is a size 8. You're squeezing them. Stop it. Let them breathe. Many people get into relationships at a point in their life where, for instance, I'm broken, you're broken, and we trauma bond, okay? And when we trauma bond, because I see myself as a savior, you see yourself as needing to be saved because you don't think you have the tools for it. So actually, there's a trust on both ends not working. I don't trust you. You don't trust yourself. Okay, right? But you trust me to fix you, but you don't trust yourself. And so when someone doesn't trust themselves, they are a danger onto themselves because they don't have good boundaries. And when you don't trust the other person, but you think you can save them, you overstep boundaries. And when boundaries are overstepped, I love a scripture where it talks about obviously a man having control over his spirit. It also is like a man who doesn't control his spirit. It's like a man that has walls that are broken and breached. When the walls are broken and breached, enemies get in, thoughts get in, negative patterns of behavior seep in, an over reliance seeps in, an inability to complete certain tasks seeps in, and that person never grows. They never emotionally, mentally, spiritually grow because they're so reliant upon you. They've made you their God. Isn't that what Superman is? He fell from heaven, right? He fell from his planet, right? Onto earth and became this God unto man. And so you've made Superman your idol, your God. And you've said, I can't save myself. I need help, right? I need you to save me. You're not asking for help to get better, to update yourself. I said this in another video. You should be there to help them along the journey. But what's happened is you've taken over. You were in the passenger seat and you said, no, let me get in the driving seat. But the truth of the matter is you don't know the destination. You don't. You're just driving. You don't know the destination where we're meant to be going. You're just driving. And so now we've got a situation where you're unhealthily taking on responsibility because of your own pride and your own ego and your own arrogance. And I know it gives some people a lot of sense of purpose, but that's codependency. You know what I mean? Like you got parts of codependent behavior that you feel like obviously that you need to save people. You need to fix them. You need to build them up. Okay. So the definition of Superman complex is an unhealthy sense of responsibility or the belief that everybody else lacks the capacity to successfully perform one or more tasks. Can you understand that? Can you understand that? You don't actually believe the person that you're dating has the ability to complete this task. That's problematic. You're not their mum and they are not a child. They are an adult, I hope, or teen in a relationship. They do not need you becoming a mum. And if they need a mum, that's also problematic. That's an unhealthy relationship style because all the onus and responsibility falls on your neck, even though you are of the same ilk or age or whatever, right? And now suddenly everything's on your shoulders. That's unhealthy. That's a very dangerous power dynamic. One that can lead to abuse. You're a full-grown adult. You know? Right? Some of the signs that you got Superman complexes, you take on workloads that are not meant for you. You fight battles that are not for you. You weren't included. Okay? You don't believe that people can do it themselves. Okay? You think that rules don't apply to you and you can do things that no one else can do. You know, you feel like if you get involved, things will change. You're the only one that can make it change and make it happen. You put others' needs before your own, okay? And you feel useless if you're not helping someone, which leads more to codependency. So, look, in that scene, that clip, let's play it a little bit more.
And your need to play superhero? It's what got you shot.
In this particular clip, what they're talking about is that your need to play the Superman hero then got you hurt in the process. You playing hero in that person's life will, and I've said this in another video where I spoke about good girls, good girls and why they don't win, right? And I said about this building a man kind of situation, trying to build Frankenstein. You build Frankenstein, you gonna die because Frankenstein's coming to kill you next. Stop trying to save them. Look, nobody's saying you can't help them. Stop trying to save them. They have to learn. You have to let them grow into their coat. You have to let them grow into their shoes. You have to let them grow into their situation. It does not mean you don't help them. Let me give you an example. Someone's got debt, right? Let's say £10,000 worth of debt. And they have never looked at how best to tackle this issue. You get involved and just wipe it all off. That's great. It's amazing that you've done that. But have they learned the lesson? You don't know that. You've never asked a question. You just went and paid it off because you thought to yourself, let me save them. Let me become the superhero in a story. But the problem is you don't know now if they've got a positive mindset or a negative mindset towards finances. Because next time it won't be 10, it'll be 100 grand. Because the principle still stands. If they have not got good relationship with finances and money, they're going to repeat the mistake because they never learnt. Let them breathe. Let them begin to grow in their areas of in the areas of darkness where they're ignorant in. They need to grow. Point them in the right direction. Shine a little light on their area. Yes, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. That's fine, but do not take over. Let them learn this lesson. Okay, we have to let people breathe. It's not everything we have to do for them. Right, and that's what the friend is even saying here, you know. And there's a nice little clip here as well.
It's easier than having to find a way out of my own mess. And I'm so grateful that you were here for me.
You know, people, and I'm gonna. The reason why it's because of copyright. There's a next part where he goes on to say that, you know, the reason why it's not working between me and you. It's another couple now. The reason why it's not working between me and you now is because we're not in the same place. We're not in the same place as we used to be. We're not in the same area we used to be. And this is another thing. Many of you, once you realize you've come off the bottom, when you're no longer when you're no longer at the bottom anymore, this relationship will no longer serve you. And many of you are only sticking to that relationship, becoming a dependent, or you per se are allowing yourself to be dependent on because you've got a broken mindset. You've got a broken mindset in yourself. And when you get healed, you're going to realize that relationship doesn't even serve me no more. And suddenly you realize, I don't want to be in this relationship no more. So don't jump into relationships and you're broken. Please heal. Take time. If you've got Superman complex, then let me tell you something. Take time. Slow it down. Ask yourself, do I really need to be involved in this? Do I really need to try and save this person? Shouldn't I let this person grow? Shouldn't I let this person do what they need to do? You know what I'm saying? Does it always have to be you? Can it be someone else? You know, sometimes we want to play God in people's lives because it gives us a sense of validation, really. And that's a sense of brokenness. So I want to let you know, sometimes relationships will not serve you in the area that you're in. Let me see if I can get the clip.
But take me back.
Ever since school started, we haven't been able to reconnect.
I love this part when he's talking about, obviously, ever since school we have not been able to reconnect, and the reason why they've not been to reconnect is because he and her are no longer in the same place. The relationship does not serve you anymore because your appetite no longer requires what this food is giving to you. It no longer is palatable for your tongue because you have switched your taste buds for other things, for finer things, for more better things. You no longer are at that level anymore. You've escalated up. Stop allowing yourself to operate on the bottom level because of your brokenness. And then you're seeing that and saying, this is only what I deserve. No, you have value. You have value. How about I can play it?
Been different because we're different. I don't think either of us ever really came back from this summer.
Love that point. Things are different because we are different. And when you become different, that's when situations no longer serve you and fit you no more. So I want to leave it up to you guys and say, hey, look, you know, in these relationships, stop trying to save people. You are not Superman and you don't need to be. He's a made up character. You are a human being. Let that person grow. If you cannot have a healthy relationship, you cannot have a healthy relationship with you in a position where you are playing daddy and mummy in that relationship. There is an unfair responsibility that's fallen upon your neck when two consenting adults, grown, are now in a relationship and you're playing mummy and daddy. Okay? No. We are partners, or if you want to call it in a relationship, whatever, but that power dynamic shouldn't be existing in your relationship. Grow out of that, guys. All right. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll see you soon. Stay hydrated.